How are we doing, everybody? Welcome to week 14 of the Prepisodes and another update. This week, don't really feel like there's been a huge progress, if I'm honest. As you can see, the week's high was abnormally high. We'll have a little look at the graph later on and potentially dive into why that occurred. But then the week low, we have had a new lowest low, so that is always nice to see. And then looking at the average this week is 0.6 pounds down. So we are still in a downtrend, albeit the magnitude of that downtrend isn't quite as large as we'd want. So I reckon we'll probably sit here with the calories for another week and see where it goes. There's no point acting too drastic. I'm telling myself that at least, but we shall see what my coach Jim with him has to say. So current body weight in this video was the week's low. I did have that back to back, so I was 175 2 days in a row. So it shows that we are getting down there. Visibly, I've not noticed a huge amount of changes. I know last week I mentioned that some separation in my legs, in my quads at least, seemed to be coming through. This week, aesthetically, I haven't really seen a massive difference, but week in, week out, I suppose we won't necessarily see a huge improvements. Unfortunately, it's just knowing that we're still on track, still chipping away, and still doing everything we can. Posing, I didn't pose every day this week, and I think it can show in this check-in. A few things were a bit rusty actually, so I'm a bit annoyed if I'm honest with myself. I've got no real excuse other than laziness. Week 14 in, another, I think, however many weeks. So I think we're coming up to almost like the halfway point now, towards the first comp. So I can't be slacking off really. But hey ho, shit happens. Another day, another dollar, and yeah. So like in that pose there, my right shoulder was a little lower than I wanted, but we will get there. All in all, nutrition adherence, training adherence, and step adherence, however, has still been on point, and I've not missed any sessions or missed a beat. I mean, macros have always been very consistent, so we are happy with that. Just need to work on a few more of the poses, but realistically, trying to be a perfectionist in this, I don't think we'll ever be fully happy with them. And that's probably why we go down the endeavor of bodybuilding, because we're always looking for improvements. There's always areas to work on. But calories this week have stayed at 2,800 Monday through Friday, and then weekend it's 3,100 with that influx of calories coming from carbohydrates. That's what I'm consuming at the moment. Hoping that that will stay around for another week or two. However, I know that the decrease is coming. So we're about to jump into the graph to show my body weight, and I just want to highlight the fact that we did have a increase. So here you can see there's a fairly big spike up to that 181, which is actually, I then looked across, and that's the highest it's been in 19 days. Now, looking at that, some people would have had a drastic, okay, we need to change this, need to change that. I understood why. On that evening, I actually, or the evening before that, I didn't have very good sleep at all. I think I got less than 6 hours, which I always aim for 8. And I also ate quite late in the evening. So putting those two together, we can expect an influx, an increase in body weight. So I just wanted to demonstrate that body weight can jump quite drastically, and then you can see after 2-3 days we were back down to basically like nearly an all-time low, and then the following day after that an all-time low. So don't react to drastic changes. If it's going to be a short change or a small change like that, as in like time wise, that's not body fat, that's going to be glycogen storages, water retention, or food within your stomach and intestine still. So other than that, we're still moving in the right direction. I'm happy with how it's all going. That's another check-in done, another week done. Let's go.